Elements are the main components of the Lambda mathematical notation system. These are elements, symbols, operators, functions, attribute markers, and so on. Elements can be single, or have an open-closed structure, also open intermediate closed in certain cases. The open-closed elements contain, with successive nested elements, other elements, and in this way it is possible to represent all mathematical constructions unambiguously. The structure is a tree structure. The main element, tree, has its own structure and contains objects or branches, which in turn are structured to contain other objects. At the end of the chain are the elements that contain no others. These are the symbols, characters, digits. Single marker structures evidently have only one marker, called a tag, which may, however, have different roles depending on how it is connected with other objects. We have in fact 4 possible structures. Ob stands for object, and 1 for unique marker. A 1, typical of a unique symbol or character, analogous to MathML tokens. For example, the number 5, the Greek letter lambda, they are not connected to any object. A 2, ob 1. The marker 1 precedes the object. It generally concerns attribute markers, or operators that only act on the following object. Example, the logical not p. A 3, ob 1, ob 2. The marker is inserted between 2 objects. For example, it can be a binary operator when both the first object and the second are unambiguously defined, even without the need for additional markers. For example, in a simple power, a raised to the second, we will have base 1 exponent. Even a common arithmetic operation, for example a sum, is of this type. A plus b. A 4, ob 1. The marker follows the object. This is, for example, the case with a factorial. The open or close structure is very common. Note that in Lambda only the opening marker needs its own command, whereas the closing marker is automatically inserted by the program, with a single command valid for all structures of this type, hotkey Ctrl plus K. Or if selected in preferences, opening and closing appear simultaneously. Open stands for opening marker, close closing marker. Possible combinations are open, ob 1 close. Parenthetical structures, for example, are of this type. A plus b. Ob 1 open, ob 2 close. An example of this type is the compound power. For example, for the power we have base opened exponent close. The structure with 3 markers has, in addition to an opening and a closing, also an intermediate. Sep stands for separator, or intermediate. For example, for the fraction, we will have open numerator, sep, denominator, close. In certain cases, the intermediate is optional. This is the case, for example, of the nth root that becomes the square root in the absence of an intermediate, and thus with an open-closed structure. For example, cube root of 30 to 3 has the separator open index sep, radicating close. So by entering the values open 3 sep 30-3 close, a square root could have been indicated with index equals 2, but also, more simply, by omitting index and separator. Root of a plus b. So entering the values may be open 2 sep a plus b close. But better, open a plus b close. Some structures may have 2 separators. This is the case, for example, with the definite integral.